And welcome to Cambridge Chemistry channel with Sarwat Ahmed. This is paper 2-1 from May-June 2021, 0620 multiple choice question. Let's start. A gas is released at point P in the apparatus shown. Which gas turns the damp universal indicator paper red most quickly? Ammonia turns red litmus paper blue. Chlorine bleaches the litmus paper, damp litmus paper. Hydrogen chloride turns universal indicator paper red quickly. So C option is correct. A mixture is separated using the apparatus shown. This is funnel, this is mixture filter paper. What is the mixture? Aqueous copper 2 sulfate and aqueous sodium chloride. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate is soluble salt, and this is also soluble. So this is incorrect. Aqueous copper 2 sulfate and copper 2 sulfate dissolved. This is dissolved soluble, and copper solid insoluble. So this must be correct. Copper and sulfur both are insoluble. So this is incorrect. Ethanol and ethanoic acid. This is also incorrect because both dissolved in water. Both are soluble. Question number 3. Which statement about paper chromatography is correct? A solvent is needed to dissolve the paper. No, this is not correct. Solvent is not used to dissolve the paper. It is used to travel the dyes on the chromatogram. This is not correct. Paper chromatography. Paper chromatography separates mixtures of solvents. Paper chromatography separates the mixtures solvents. The solvent should cover the baseline. No, this is incorrect. The baseline should be drawn in pencil. Yes, this is correct. This D option is correct. Baseline should be drawn in pencil, otherwise it dissolves in solvent and disturb the chromatography. So this is also incorrect. Separates mixtures of solvents. Number 4. Element X has 7 protons. Y has 8 more protons than X. If X has 7 protons, Y has more. So it means Y has 15 protons. Which statement about element Y is correct? Y has more electron shells than X. Yes, Y has more electron shells because 8 protons more than the x. So number of protons, we know that number of proton is equal to number of electron. So y has more electron shells than the x. This is correct. Y has more electrons in its outer shell than y has more electrons in its outer shell than x. X has 7 proton. It means if X has 7 protons, this is nitrogen, and this is present in group 5. And if 15 protons, this is phosphorus. So Y has more electrons in its shell because both are present in same shell, so it has same number of electrons in valence shell. So this is incorrect. Y is in different group of the periodic table from X. This is incorrect because Y and X are present in same group. Y is in the same period of the periodic table as X. As 8 protons are more than the protons of X, so it is not present in the same period, it is present in different periods. So this is also incorrect. A covalent molecule Q contains only 6 shared electrons. Covalent molecules Q contains only 6 shared electrons. Let's check. Ammonia, has, this is 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 5 6. So this is 6 shared electrons, so this might be correct. Chlorine has 2 shared electrons. So this is incorrect. CH4 has 8 shared electrons. So this is also incorrect. Water has 1 electron, hydrogen 1 electron. Water has 4 shared electrons. So this is also incorrect. The arrangement of particles in each of two solids S and T are shown. This is carbon-carbon tetrahedral structure, and this is structure of diamond. And this is the structure of sodium chloride. Because each sodium ion is structured, sodium chloride has cube structure, in which each sodium ion is surrounded by six chloride ion. So S is diamond, silicon 4 oxide is incorrect. This is incorrect. Diamond is correct option. T is sodium chloride. So B is correct option. Not graphite, not silicon 4 oxide. So C and D are incorrect. Which statement about metals is correct? Metal conduct electricity when molten because negative ions are free to move. Yes, it is incorrect. Metals conduct electricity when molten because delocalized electrons, not negative ions, delocalized valence shell electrons are free to move. Metals conduct electricity when solid because positive ions are free to move. So this is also incorrect because positive ions stay in position. Metals are malleable because the bonds between the atoms are weak. Bonds between atoms are strong. So this is incorrect. Metals are malleable because the layers of ions can slide over each other. This is correct option because layers of ions are regular and they can slide over each other. Two elements P and Q are in the same period of the periodic table. P and Q react together to form an ionic compound. Part of the lattice of this compound is shown. P and Q react together to form an ionic compound. Part of the lattice of this compound is shown. Which statement is correct? An ion P has more electrons than an ion Q. P carrying positive charge and Q carrying negative charge. An ion of P has more electrons than an ion of Q. It is incorrect because P and two elements P and Q are in the same period of the periodic table, so it has more electrons, P carrying positive charge than Q negative charge. So Q gains one electron, so and P loses one electron, so that's why Q has more electrons than P. Element P is non-metallic. No, element P carrying positive charge, so this is metal. It is also incorrect. P is to the left of the Q in the periodic table. P is left. Yes, P is left of Q in the periodic table. This is correct. P is metal, so it is to the left of Q in the periodic table. The formula of the compound is P4Q4. So it is not P4Q4 because P carrying plus one charge at the formula would be PQ. So it is also incorrect. 2.56 gram of metal oxide is reduced to 1.92 gram of the metal M. What is the relative atomic mass of M? Two 2.56 gram of metal oxide. This is MO2. 2.56 gram of metal MO2 is reduced to 1.92 gram of metal M. It means 1.92 gram of metal M 2.56 minus 1.92 2.56 minus 1.92, this is equal to 0.64. So oxygen is 0.64, M is 1.92 and oxygen is 0.62 gram. So oxygen is 32 divided by X. 1.92 multiplied by 32 is equal to 61.44 divided by 0.62. So 1.92 multiplied by 32 is equal to divided by 0.62. 0.62 sorry, this is 0.64 divided by 32, 0.64 into 1.92 multiplied by 32 is equal to, this is 61 divided by 0.64, so this is equal to 96. So B option is correct. In separate experiments, electricity was passed through concentrated aqueous sodium chloride and molten lead to bromide. What would happen in both experiments? Halogen would be formed at the concentrated aqueous sodium chloride, has positive chloride ion, H positive OH ion. At anode, 2Cl negative to form Cl2 plus 2 electron. At cathode, 2H positive plus 2 electron to form H2 gas. So what would happen in both experiments? Lead to bromide and molten lead to bromide. Pb Br2 at anode, 2 Br negative to form Br2 plus 2 electron, and at cathode, Pb 2 plus 2 electron to form Pb. A halogen would be formed at the anode. Yes, anode, in both cases halogen would be formed. A metal would be formed at the cathode in sodium chloride hydrogen gas, and it in lead bromide it is lead, so it is incorrect. Hydrogen would be formed at the anode. This is also incorrect. Formed at the cathode. So hydrogen in sodium chloride while lead in. So this is also incorrect. What is the ionic half equation for the reaction that occurs at the cathode when molten lead to bromide is electrolyzed? Ionic half equation occurs at the cathode, molten lead to Pb 2 positive, 2 Br negative. So this is at cathode, Pb 2 positive, 2 electron to form Pb. What is the ionic half equation? Pb 2 positive plus 2 electron to form, this must be correct. B2Br, this is incorrect. This is anode reaction. This is not, this is also incorrect. This is incorrect because lead gains electron. So A option is correct. The complete combustion of propane is exothermic. The equation for this reaction is shown. C3H8 5O2 to form carbon dioxide and 4 moles of water. Which energy level diagram represents the complete combustion of propane? Progress of reaction. Which energy level diagram represents the complete combustion of propane? CO2 H2. This reaction is exothermic, and this energy profile diagram for endo. This is also endo. So it is incorrect. So C and D are exothermic energy profile diagram. Both are exo. But over here products are written on the reactant side and reactants are written on the product side. So this is incorrect. This is correct option. Which equation represents the reaction that takes place in a fuel cell? C plus O2. This is incorrect because carbon and oxygen are not reactant in the fuel cell. So this must be correct because hydrogen and oxygen are reactant in fuel cell. This is also incorrect. This is wrong reactants, so that's why it is incorrect. When sulfur is heated, it undergoes a physical change as it melts. Further heating causes the sulfur to undergo a chemical change to form sulfur dioxide. So this is not chemical, this is physical. Chemical incorrect, physical incorrect, physical correct, and chemical correct. So C option is correct. 4 statements about the effect of increasing temperature on reaction are shown. The activation effect of increasing temperature. The activation energy becomes lower. So catalyst lowers the activation energy. So increasing temperature does not affect the activation energy. The particles move faster. Yes, particles move faster. There are more collisions between reacting particles per second. Yes, it is also correct because particles gain kinetic energy and move faster. There are more collisions which have energy greater than the activation energy. This is also correct statement. So 2, 3, 4 are correct. So answer is C. 1, 2, 3 are incorrect. 1, 3, 4 are incorrect. 1, 2, 3 are correct, but 4 is not there, so it is also incorrect. Question number 16. Example of redox reaction. Which statement about the reaction is correct? Zinc is oxidizing agent and it oxidizes copper 2 plus. Zinc is reducing agent and it reduces copper 2 ions. Zinc is the oxidizing agent and it reduces, not oxidizing, reduces, correct. Zinc is the reducing agent, correct, and it oxidizes copper, not correct. So C is also incorrect. Zinc is reducing agent, it reduces copper 2 ions. Yes, this is correct. Which statement about a reaction in equilibrium is correct? Both the forward and backward reactions are proceeding. Yes, this must be correct. Let's check others. Neither forward nor backward reaction is proceeding. Incorrect. The amount of product present is no longer affected by change in temperature or pressure. So it affects the change in temperature or pressure, so it is also incorrect. The amount of product present is only affected by the change in pressure, so it is also incorrect, because amount of product present is not only the affected by change in pressure. Change in pressure increases or decreases the amount of product and reactant. Element X forms an oxide XO that neutralizes sulfuric acid. Which row describes X and XO? XO neutralizes sulfuric acid. It means XO is basic oxide which neutralizes sulfuric acid. Which row describes X and XO? Basic oxide metal form, basic oxide, non-metal form, acidic oxide, and metalloid form, amphoteric. So it is basic oxide which neutralizes sulfuric acid, so it must be metal. Nature of oxide XO is not acidic. This is metal and this is basic. B option is correct. Non-metal acidic. So according to this statement, non-metal is acidic, but over here XO, X is not non-metal, it is metal. Copper 2 sulfate is prepared by adding excess copper 2 oxide to warm dilute sulfuric acid. Which purification methods are used to obtain pure solid copper 2 sulfate from the reaction mixture? Yes, crystallization is involved. This method is filtration and crystallization. Because excess copper 2 oxide, which is solid, dilute sulfuric acid to form copper sulfate aqueous and water. Copper 2 oxide is using excess. It is removed through filtration. Excess is removed through filtration. And then filtrate is heated but not till dryness and get crystals of copper 2 sulfate. So crystallization and filtration is involved. Chromatography does not. Distillation not. 1 and 2 correct. So this is B option, because it is 1 and 2 process is correct. So this is correct option. Some reactions of element M are shown. Element M burn to form oxide of M. Add water to form solution. Add to purple acidified element M burns oxide of M. Add water solution. Add water solution, and solution, add blue litmus paper, goes red. Add to purple acidified potassium manganate, goes colorless. It means this is sulfur dioxide which turns solution colorless. Element M is sulfur, burns to form sulfur dioxide plus water to form sulfuric acid. Sulfurous acid, this must be and sulfuric acid turns blue litmus paper red. So this must be sulfur. Carbon is carbon dioxide. This is not carbon dioxide does not turn acidified potassium magnate from purple to colorless, so it is correct. This is metal. Basic oxide is formed, so it does not any reaction with the acidified potassium magnate. Magnesium is also formed. Magnesium oxide also has no reaction with sulfur acidified potassium magnate. This is also incorrect. Sulfur is correct option. In which equation is the underlying reactant acting as a base? Acting as a base, underlined. This is acid because this is proton donor, so it is incorrect. Ammonium is acid, this because again hydrogen proton donor. Carbon dioxide water is carbon dioxide acidic oxide, so this is not. This is act as a underlined reactant act as a base. The water carbon dioxide acidic oxide, so water act as a base. So this is proton donor. Proton donor. Proton is H positive. So this is correct option. H plus is an acid. Incorrect. Why is helium used to fill balloons? Helium is monoatomic, not due to monoatomic it is used to fill balloon. Helium is in group 8th of the periodic table, but it is P group 8 does not show that it is used to fill the balloons. It is incorrect. Helium has full electron shell. Again, this is not identify that it is used to fill the balloons. Helium is less denser than air, so this is correct because this is the reason due to which it is used to fill balloons. Which elements in the table are transition elements? Which state elements in the table are transition elements? E form 3 ions only, so transition elements form more than 2 ions. F forms F positive and F2 positive ions. Yes, this can be correct because more than 2 ions are formed. G forms only white salts, colored salts. Used as a catalyst. Yes, this is used in catalytic converter. Yes, platinum and rhodium. Both are transition element. So H is correct. H and F. So F and H, D is correct option. Element R forms a covalent compound R2Si. Which row describes R forms covalent compounds? R2Si. Which row describes R? Metals are non-metals. Covalent compounds, non-metal plus non-metal form covalent compound. Silicon is non-metal, R is again non-metal. So this is incorrect, this is incorrect. Non-metallic is not present in group 2. Metals are present. and non-metallic is, it is present in group 6. Group 6 is non-metal and element is non-metal. D is correct. Some properties of metal J are listed. J does not react with cold water. J reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. No reactions occurs when oxide of J is heated with carbon. J does not react with cold water. Yes, this copper does not react with cold water. J reacts with, but J does not react with, J reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid. This is incorrect. No reaction occurs when the oxide of J is, this reaction occurs. But J reacts with dilute. This is incorrect. So copper is incorrect. Iron does not react with cold water. J reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid, and no reaction when the oxide of J is heated with carbon. It is correct. So one statement is incorrect, so this is incorrect option. Magnesium does not react with cold water. This is correct. J reacts with, this is correct. No reaction occurs when the oxide of J is heated with, yes, this is correct. C option is correct. Sodium react with cold water, first statement incorrect. React with dilute hydrochloric acid, no reaction with, so this is also incorrect. Sodium metal nitrates and carbonate decomposes when heated strongly. Metal Q has a nitrate that decomposes to give a salt and a colorless gas only. The carbonates of metal Q does not decompose when heated with a Bunsen burner. Nitrate and carbonate decompose heated. Q has a nitrate, salt and colorless gas only. So this is carbonate. Metal Q has a nitrate that decomposes to give a salt. So this is group 1 metal. Because group 1 metal MnO3 to form MnO2 plus oxygen gas. The carbonate of metal Q does not decompose when heated with a Bunsen burner. So this is metal Q is the group 1 carbonate which is stable to heat. Stable to heat. So this is group 1. Calcium is group 2. Incorrect. Copper transition element. So it is also incorrect. Sodium is group 1 metal. This is group 1 metal, so it is correct. Zinc transition element, it is also incorrect. Which substances are used in the extraction of aluminium? Bauxite and cryolite. Yes, bauxite and cryolite. Bauxite and hematite. Hematite is iron ore. Cryolite and zinc blend, ZNS, not used. Hematite, iron ore, and zinc blend, zinc ore. So this is incorrect. A option is correct. Different types of steel alloys are manufactured by changing the percentage of carbon in the alloy. Properties of 4 steel alloys are shown. The properties of 4 percentage of carbon in the alloy. Mixture 0.002, 0.20. High strength of the alloy is, what are the properties of steel alloy containing 0.23%? This is 0.20. This is high and approximately 0.21, between 0.21 to 0.23. This is high and medium. So high and medium is correct option. High and low is not correct. High is correct but low is incorrect, in which 0.20. This is above 0.23, so this is incorrect. C option is correct because 0.23 over here 0.23. So this is the property of this percentage. Ammonia is made by reacting nitrogen with hydrogen in the Haber process. The equation for the process is shown. Which changes in reaction conditions would produce a greater yield of ammonia? Adding more iron catalyst does not affect the yield. Increasing the reaction mixture pressure, yes, increases the yield because a reaction will shift forward with less number of moles, so more yield is produced. Increasing the particle size of the iron catalyst, no, particle size of the iron catalyst does not affect the yield. Again, does not affect the yield, so only two option is correct. Which process removes carbon dioxide from the atmosphere? Combustion of fossil fuels, no. Fermentation, this carbon dioxide is produced in fermentation. Photosynthesis, yes, photosynthesis removes carbon dioxide because in photosynthesis to form C6H12O6 plus 6O2. So this C option is correct. Which catalyst is used in the contact process? Calcium oxide, no. Iron, no. Iron is used in Haber process. Manganese 2 oxide cannot used. Vanadium 5 oxide is used in contact process. A white solid Z reacts with dilute hydrochloric acid to produce a gas. The same gas is produced when compound Z is heated strongly. Hydrochloric acid to produce a gas, Z heated strongly. The same gas is produced when compound Z heated. Z reacts with hydrochloric to produce a gas, solid Z. Calcium producing hydrogen gas, calcium carbonate producing heated strongly to producing calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. Then the same compound react with HCl, CaCl2 plus water plus CO2. So calcium carbonate is correct option. Calcium hydroxide plus HCl form CaCl2 plus water, and it reacts with heated strongly to form calcium oxide and steam. So this is incorrect. Calcium oxide react with calcium chloride. Calcium oxide react with HCl to produce calcium chloride, and no gas is produced in this reaction. So this is incorrect. B is correct option. Which is the structure of butanoic acid? Butanoic acid contain 4 carbon. CH3, CH2, CH2, CO2H. So this is propanoic acid. Incorrect. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is correct option. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is pantanoic acid. This is propanoic acid. This is butanoic acid, and this is ester. Methyl butanoate. So also incorrect. Compound Z contains carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Molecules of compound Z have 4 hydrogen atoms and 2 carbon atoms. Compound Z can be made by oxidation of an alcohol. Carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. This is alcohol. This is carboxylic acid. Z is carboxylic acid which contain carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Molecule of compound Z has 4 hydrogen atoms. So this must, and 2 carbon atom. This must be CH3 CO2H, 4 hydrogen atom and 2 carbon atom. This is ethanoic acid. And it is produced from ethanol oxidized to form ethanoic acid. So C option is correct. Which statement about homologous series and isomerism is correct? Butane and butene are not structural isomers. This is correct. Compounds in the same homologous series have the same general formula. This is correct. Compounds in the same homologous series have same molecular formula. No, this is incorrect. Structural isomers have different molecular formulas, same molecular formula. So B option is correct. Which statement about alkanes is correct? They burn in oxygen. Yes, they burn in oxygen. This is correct. They contain carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Not oxygen, only carbon and hydrogen. So incorrect. They contain double bond. Alkanes have carbon to carbon single bond. So this is incorrect. They contain ionic bond, contain covalent bond. So A option is correct. What is an advantage of manufacturing ethanol by fermentation? The process is very fast. No, process is slow. Incorrect. The ethanol requires no separation. This is incorrect. Ethanol requires separation. The raw materials used as a renewable, because raw material is glucose, which is renewable source. There are no other products formed. Ethanol and carbon dioxide is formed in fermentation. So this is incorrect. PQRS and are 4 organic compounds. P is an unsaturated hydrocarbon. Q burns but otherwise is unreactive. R contains carbon to carbon single bond and a carbon to carbon double bond. So S undergoes addition polymerization. Which compounds are alkenes? S undergoes addition polymerization. Alkenes. R contains carbon to carbon single and carbon to carbon double bond. Q burns but otherwise unreactive. This is incorrect. It is reactive. Unreactive is incorrect. P is an unsaturated. Yes, P is unsaturated hydrocarbon, or unsaturated hydrocarbon which contain carbon to carbon double bond. Double bond. So PRS are correct. PRS. B is correct option. PQS is incorrect. QRS also incorrect. The structure of synthetic polymer is shown. The structure shows that it is this is amide linkage. It is a polyamide. It is formed by condensation polymerization. So should be polyamide and condensation. Polyamide addition not correct. Polyamide condensation. So B is correct option. Polyester have C double bond O linkage. So this linkage is absent. So this is incorrect. Addition not. Incorrect. 40. Which substance is a natural polymer? Ethene is monomer. Terylene is synthetic polymer. Nylon is also synthetic, and protein is natural polymer. So D option is correct. So it is all about. If you like this video, please subscribe and share this.